In the shadow of Mount Kenya, Africa's second highest peak, lies the Laikipia district of central Kenya. Situated on the equator, the region is widely believed to be a part of the original habitat of man. It's to these savannas that tourists flock in the hope of catching sight of Africa's big five game animals. The inhabitants here are the Maasai, one of Kenya's most famous and recognizable tribes. Semi-nomadic, the Maasai are a pastoral community who move their livestock in constant search of fresh grazing and water. Over the years, the Maasai have developed a reputation as some of the most fearsome warriors in Africa, for whom lion hunting was once a part of coming-of-age rituals. Today, ritual lion hunting has been abolished and the threat from invading tribes has diminished. But the role of a warrior is still an important one to the community. James Ole Mashami is an assistant chief of Ilpolei village.
Young men within Masai culture, the warriors, are a bit like our army. They protect the animals and livestock from predators, as well as looking after all the people within the Masai community.
In 2007, South African Alia Bauer introduced an unlikely pastime to the warriors of the Maasai. Having arrived in Kenya 9 years ago, Bauer originally came to Laikipia to work for a baboon conservation project.
So you call out one player who joined your team?
A former player herself, as well as scorer for the South African national side, she decided to introduce the Maasai to her favourite sport, cricket.
I just felt I wanted to share my love and passion for the game with children in the communities where I was working in. So I introduced cricket to a local school in Ilpolei village in Laikipia North, and gradually from there we managed to find some Maasai warriors who just showed some interest in the game. They just tried their hand at firstly bowling, and then they got fascinated by this totally foreign game which they just wanted to have a go at.
We first started to play cricket in 2007 with the help of our coach Alia Bauer. She brought equipment from South Africa, and that is the time that we started to play properly. To begin with, no one knew about cricket because it is not a popular sport here. But we just went to the first training session and it was kind of fun. So we kept on coming, and now we all love the game.
"23-year-old Sonyanga Webin Ole Ngais is the captain of the Maasai Cricket Warriors team.
Being part of the cricket team means so much to me because I'm building relationships with others. I'm learning how to deal with people, learning how to work as a team, and understanding more about how we communicate with each other. Cricket helps to make us all very close as friends. When I am playing, I love bowling and batting, but mostly I love bowling.
Alia is now coaching and coordinating the Warriors team on a full-time basis. Her commitment is matched by many of the players who walk up to 30 kilometres from surrounding villages to play on the dusty ground that has become a makeshift cricket pitch. Coupled with a shortage of equipment, training in Ilpolei is far from easy.
Especially when you're batting, that does pose some challenges because the bounce is totally uneven. The individuals risk getting injured quite easily. And initially the players, they just used to train with the open sandals, you know, the rubber sandals that are made from tires, and that poses the risk of players getting injured. We have managed to ensure that the team do try and practice and play with closed shoes, you know, to prevent any injuries. But unfortunately, we haven't managed to develop a proper facility as yet. so we don't have any practice nets. So when we're training, you'll find that especially the balls get damaged very quickly because the surfaces are rough. So we go through a lot of cricket balls.
Apart from closed shoes, the team have otherwise made the decision to play in their traditional Maasai clothing and not cricket whites. It makes the Warriors instantly recognisable when they're playing and reminds the team and everyone else where they come from.
As the Masai Cricket Warriors, we play in our traditional regalia, and that is a great thing for our team and for people watching us. We are the Masai, and we can't change just because of cricket. Cricket can't change our culture. Keeping our tradition makes us very strong, and the clothes are very comfortable. We are not comfortable in trousers or in cricket whites, but we are comfortable in our traditional dress. Our clothing makes us unique. That is another important thing for us, so people know that we are the Masai.
As well as playing their sport, the Cricket Warriors use songs and dramas to highlight social issues within their communities.
Through being a Masai cricket warrior, I've learned so many things. Our mission is to eradicate female circumcision from within our society, to fight for women's and children's rights, to stop drug abuse and environmental pollution, and to educate people about a number of different problems that face our society. We are raising awareness of HIV and AIDS, and we are promoting good sexual health. I've just learnt so much, and that gives me a chance to make a difference in my community, which is a great thing for me and a great thing for the Masai Cricket Warriors.
In 2012, the team were invited to take part in the Last Man Stands tournament in South Africa. The event is an 8-a-side tournament for teams from across the globe, and it was an opportunity for the Maasai Cricket Warriors to raise their profile and to play some much-needed matches.
It has been very challenging to find opposition because the location up in Laikipia North, it is very remote. Cricket doesn't really get played in Laikipia, apart from maybe odd social games amongst expatriates. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to organize regular enough competition for the team, and that does really stagnate the development of the team. We do organize friendlies just amongst the players, but they really need to be exposed to much more opposition and stronger opposition if we are really going to ensure that the team gets stronger and more competitive.
For many, competing in South Africa was the first time they'd travelled outside this region. A positive response to the team has meant that the Maasai Cricket Warriors have been invited to the next Last Man Stands event, which will be held in the UK in August.
This would basically mean that the Maasai Warriors, if we can raise the funds required for the team to make it to London, they'd be able to visit Lords, and that would mean visiting the home of cricket. And we are still a long way from making it happen, but we're positive that people will come on board and to assist the team.
From humble beginnings, the Maasai Cricket Warriors have become known around the world. The most traditional of English games has been embraced by one of the oldest cultures on earth. In this remote corner of Kenya, a community of fearsome warriors have decided to swap their spears for cricket bats.
First of all, the Maasai community didn't see cricket as something important. They just thought of it as a very insignificant thing. But as the team got better, Aliyah took them outside of Laikipia to play matches. Then, after they went to South Africa, more and more started to embrace the game here. They have introduced it to a lot of schools, so I think that all of Laikipia knows about the game of cricket now. Even the older people are enjoying it. Though they can't run or throw like the youngsters, they still like and support the Maasai Cricket Warriors.